Hello everyone, welcome back to the MDNOL, the Mountain Dew NASCAR NR 2003 offline league. It's just me tonight. I wanted to get a quick one in before heading to bed. But here's your top 10 starting lineup. There's your next. I'm not going to go through it, you know your number. And yeah, so Dylan Thomas, the winner of Las Vegas, starts on pole for this race. So good momentum for him. Heading into we've already started at this point. Heading into race 4. So yeah, these guys will come and get the green flag here as soon as I unpause it. So yeah, here we go. This is Sonoma Wine 350. Green flag is in the air as Dylan Thomas may have not got the jump that he wanted to get. Gavin York stays to his outside. Gonna have the preferred lane here, does Gavin York. They stay side by side up the hill. Thomas now with the preferred lane, but York is not giving up. Still side by side here on lap 1. Will Sensing back there now trying to take third from Dylan Thacker. Taking a little bit wide as Dylan Thomas. He now is trying to take the lead. He's trying to take the lead. Still side by side. York not giving it up. Thomas not giving it up. They're side by side as they head through the S's. York looks like he has it as he goes on to the grass a little bit. Runs Thomas wide and York takes the lead in a very aggressive manner. Now here comes Will Sensing looking for second. So York takes the lead here. I don't think Thomas is going to be very happy with the way he took the lead there. So tries to get back to his bumper. Can't get there. York leads off the final corner and will lead lap 1. Dylan Thomas has a lot of momentum, but he might be driving a little bit heated right now as Gavin York pulled a pretty, I wouldn't say dirty. I don't think it was intentional, but still, Thomas isn't going to appreciate not being raced very cleanly. So now that 48 car lining up this 18 car, but the 18 has a little bit better drive off the corners and begins to pull away. Yeah, York is so good off of these corners that you see there in the back of the screen. Dylan Thacker got a little bit loose right there, so some of these guys are sliding as we've had trouble on the front straightaway. Some people have had some issues. That is Matthew Campbell Young. Taylor Jarrell with a lot of damage here. Don't know what's going on with that. But we will go back and take a look here. It was a wreck that started around... Oh, they were 4 widest. And oh, okay. So we get an idea of what happened here. Matthew Campbell Young looks like he may have gotten turned. Different TV here. Yeah, just gets spun off the final corner. It's all good until Taylor Jarrell comes along and hits him. And then I believe that's the 11 car, Drew Teague, that gets him as well. And then we go to the 38. Who, yeah, they're 4 wide. And Jarrell's slow, and they just kind of stack up. Oh, and the 38 turns his teammate. And that's where that damage comes from. So I believe that's all that there was. A lot of cars involved in this incident here early. I don't know if you'd call it a big one, but we've had a big one at every race so far, so wouldn't be shocking if we had one here. So under caution here. York and Thomas race back to the line. See what happened here, and yeah, York beat him back to the line. Now we shall skip ahead. And they're already going back green. So we'll skip a little bit further ahead. And single file restarts here. So a few cars just 1 lap down. Don't know if that's going to... Yeah, no, I think the lap down cars are in the back. Or they may be out of the race. Either way, green flag is back out in the air here for Gavin York. York gets the jump. Will Sensing is on the back bumper of Dylan Thomas as they head up the hill. Wills might go for second here. He is right on the bumper of that 48 car. But a little bit better exit there for Dylan Thomas as Aston Martin and Jack Secrest are battling for, I believe, 5th there in the background. A lot of DTM cars up front here. And then you have a few Anime Motorsports cars mixed in, as well as some Real Motorsports cars mixed in here. Oh, Thomas a little wide there. That may allow the 59 of Will Sensing to get a run on him. Down the S's. I don't remember what they call this corner down here. I'll be honest. Too tired to care either. Oh, yeah, Sensing right there on Thomas's back bumper. It's pretty hard to make a move and pass here, but we have another caution out. See what it was. Oh, Jair Peniagua, a lot of damage. TJ Tillman, oh, Jackson Coulter with damage. Josh Woodrow with damage. Oh, Jake and Sensing has damage as well. Must have been a pretty serious incident. We will go back and see what happened here. Sensing already has his damage at this point, so this may have not been from anything that happened. Oh, wow, okay. We've had a weird incident here. So it did happen on track. Alright, this is the first one. We'll go to probably the best view for this. Jake and Sensing just ends up turning Jackson Kohler, and a few more people get involved, and that's how it happens. Bit of a stack up here. And then on down the track, yeah, the 97 and some guys are spinning, and then right into the back of the 31 goes to 73. So we'll go back here a little bit and get a better view of it. We're going to go on board with the 31. See what he saw. I don't know if we'll be able to see the initial incident. Yeah, you see the car spinning up here at the top of your screen. Everyone's scattering. Yeah, you have cars going all over the place on the track. Yeah, you just get some to get tangled together here at the end of it, and then spinning back out on the track, and it's straight up ass packed in the incident. So yeah, pretty big crash here. A big one is classified as a wreck that has 5 or more cars in it. So, I guess by definition, with realistically about 6 cars being involved in this incident, it is a big one. So we can still say our streak of having a big one at every race has technically continued. So, yeah, there was at least 6 or 7 cars involved. So, yeah, technically, still got the big one streak going on. Is that a good thing? I would say probably not. But as they come back here, Gavin York continues to lead. Very strong so far. Will Sensing trying to play some games here on the restart. Checks up a little bit. We'll do the camera angle, or we'll do the helicopter cam for this restart. To come here to the green flag. Waiting. Green flag is back in the air, and York gets a big jump, and Sensing got a better jump than Thomas did. So Thomas's car just not firing off. Can Sensing make a move on Dylan Thomas? So he looks to the outside, gets a little bit loose off of that corner. So now I'm going to have to regroup and try and run down that 48 again. But the 48 not taking these corners all that smoothly, but the 59 almost goes off track right there. So York pulls away a bit as we head down the short chute to head down to the S's. York pretty much led the majority of this race. I think he's led every lap so far. Not been contested, as I believe we might be having trouble in the back. Thought I may have heard tire squealing, but I am not sure. Oh, yep, we got one around. I believe that's Alvin Tompkins. I've definitely heard a spinner. There. We definitely had at least one car going around, but I don't know if it brings out the caution or not. Yep, caution is out yet again. Go back and see what happened here. Something was messed up about the 10, so we could check him as well, but I don't know if I think this is what the caution's out for. Was there an incident beforehand? But down the S's these guys go. Side by side. S's is not a place you really want to attempt to be side by side through. Crib goes off a little bit, comes back on, nothing he can really do, and puts Alvin Tompkins into the hard concrete wall. But we also want to check what happened to the 10 car, because he's on pit road at this point. I don't know if he was involved in one of the last incidents or not, but I don't know why he's on pit road. Oh, wow. So on the restart, pretty much immediately, these guys get stacked up. And Mike Mongo gets turned by Andrew Davis, and it puts Mike Mongo up on his side. So we haven't had a flip yet this race. Oh, look there at the top of the screen. It looked like Carlos may have got involved in an incident as well. And he loses a few positions. I don't think it hurt him too much, but he definitely was involved in something going up the hill. So yeah, the cars are spinning, and then... Oh, Crib knocks another one off track. I think Michael Scout may have got some damage there, but Crib being off track is what caused that. So wow, yeah, we are back under caution yet again for another pretty big incident. Yeah, York did lead back to the line, so... And, okay, well, we're going to go back to the little bit here. Just like that, we're going back green. Green flag is back out. A lot of incidents in this race so far. Can these guys clean it up as they head into turns 1? Thomas got a better restart there. Oh, he might go for the lead here. But it looks like Thomas has a little bit of damage on the nose of that car, but he's going side by side for the lead. Wants to take the lead from Gavin York. They are still side by side, but a better run off the corner for York. Thomas gonna send it in there, though. York is off track. Thomas side by side. Oh, we got a big crash. In the background, I seen the 24 spinning, but we still have a battle for the lead. These guys are allowed to race back to the line, and it looks like Dylan Thomas is going to take it. So Dylan Thomas out front now. I don't believe he'll be beat back to the line, but it really comes down to this battle for second now. Can Will Simpson get to the inside and pass Gavin York, or even the outside? It could work. Alright, here we go into probably the hardest corner to make at this track, and no, Will Simpson's not going to attempt to move, and they're going to race it back to the line normally. So we have a lot to cover here. As when we first seen the incident was right here. And the first car I seen spinning was the 86. So we'll check and see what happened. He's airborne at this freeze frame here. Wilson Hunt sideways. Doesn't hit anything though. Well, not too bad at least. I have no idea what happened here. So these guys were racing pretty hard. And Kyle Phillips just gets into the bumper of him and spins him across traffic. Excuse me. And that is the rest of the story. We will go to the 41 because that's the one he started. We'll go to this camera and see what we can see. Okay, so Hunt goes off track a little bit, and then he comes back on and just gets hooked. I mean, plain and simple. And then, yeah, wow, J Secrest just hits the 41. 30's involved as well, runs into the 24 a bit. And then these guys are all stacked up at this point, so we'll have to see if there's any more in a contact after that, because these guys are now racing back to the line, so if there's any more contact, I wouldn't be surprised. But it seems like, the 94 up front, ahead of these guys a little bit, goes off, and take the 13 to keep it off everyone. Yeah, I think most of these guys are going to end up pretty alright. See what happened to the 94 real quick. No, he got shoved off. I don't think that was a wreck, fortunately. Yeah, these guys side by side to the S's, just like Crib. The 13 goes off, comes back on, gets Andrew Davis, but Davis does a great job at keeping it off the wall and not ending up with any more damage. Doesn't merge, waits till here to get back on track. Really smart driving there. by Andrew Davis. So that is good. There was no more incidents there. He actually got through all that too, which is, with as much as the track was congested here, he got pretty lucky, but then unfortunately got shoved off track later on. So he'd have been in the top, I think near the top 10, had that incident not happened. Well, we did see another incident. The 82 was in the pits at the start of all this, so we will go back and see what happened to him. That is Jackson Kohler. Oh, wow. Up the hill, 3 wide. Jake Simpson gets into his teammate a little bit, and they all just spin into the tire barrier. All 3 of them at once go into the tire barrier, and I believe that's not the only incident that happened on the restart, as there was a bit more happened back a little bit. I believe Carlos got spun on the restart. Yeah, they just started checking up, and that was a spin. Don't know what happened there. Another view of it. Matthew Campbell Young just kind of goes in the corner and ends up turning the 22. Alvin Tompkins gets involved a little bit, so Carlos with another incident here today. It happens. It's just one of those days for Carlos. I don't know how the 10's so far back. We'll go check and see if anything happened to him or if he was just coming back to green. Yeah, I think he was just trying to catch up. Go back here, and it's interesting because Gavin York's no longer the leader, and even though Thomas has a little bit of damage on his nose, he's still leading this race. Come here a little bit. We'll reverse it a little bit just so we can see. Thomas with the damage will lead the field back to the green. See if we can manage to go a few laps without a caution. We're about halfway home here at Sonoma. For the Wine 350. Side by side there for third momentarily. A lot of DTM cars battling for position back there. It looks like Aston Martin has some damage on his front end. But he should be okay. Gavin York wants to lead back, looks to the inside here, thinks better of it, and just follows Thomas through the corner. Thomas gets a better run off this corner as everyone behind him goes pretty wide. Oh, I thought the 18 was going to give the bumper to the 48, thinks better of it. We go back through the field here a bit. A lot of cars with damage back through here. Many just trying to manage. Nobody has wrecked yet. There's no caution out, surprisingly, by this point. I'm going to end up jinxing it more than likely, but we'll see. Oh, and we got cars off. That's Kyle Phillips. And Brandon Wilson is in the car, so he's off. And the caution's out. So we'll see what happened to these guys. I think these were the only ones involved. So. Same incident again. Let's see if we can see it better from this view. Nah, probably not. It looks like the same style incident again. Phillips goes off, comes back on, takes out the 16. So, just another one of those deals where you're off, you got to get back on, and there's no room. So, and unfortunately, 2 guys take the blunt of the damage for it, and one that wasn't even really involved in it takes more. So we'll see if Brandon Wilson is... He won't be happy about it, but we'll see if he retaliates in any way, although I don't really think there's much you can do in that situation. But caution is back out. And if you're these guys up front, you have to be getting a little bit frustrated with all these cautions. Oh, went back green quick. Weren't expecting that. But yeah, if you're these guys up front, you have to be getting real frustrated with all these cautions. The green flag is back out in the air. We're over halfway now. We got about, I believe, like 8 laps to go, I believe. Will Sensing is heating up. Gavin York there in the back. Looks to the inside here. Might get him. Nope, can't do it. And now York is going to try and heat up Dylan Thomas. But York just not having the drive off the corner that he needs here late. It looks like Trevor Graham has gained some damage on the nose of his car. And yeah, Dylan Thomas pulls away here. See how long it takes this time for the caution to come out. Because at this point, I'm certain it's going to happen. Oh, and we've already got one. Gonna say it involved the 6 of I Shelton. And probably just one of them racing ones. Oh, yep, gets a little bit of a shove. 31 spins, and then so does the 6. So backs it into the fence a little bit. Grabs a gear, gets going. And it's just one of those deals where the caution's out. Oh, the 31 got sent around as well here. Spins up into the S's. Gets the 10 involved. The 24 of J Secrest barely avoids it. And he grabs a gear and gets going as well. So, go ahead here to see if any more incidents happen on track. Because I wouldn't be surprised if there was some incident through the S's as well. Oh, looks like a car. Oh, yeah, we got one more spinning off here somewhere. Oh, it looked like the 13. Yep, the 13 spinning off here. Same style. He goes off again. This time he hits the 24, but he's the only one that goes spinning. So it doesn't take out anyone else. So that's Toby Broom with a lot of damage on his car now. And let's see. The 6, I think, is going to gain a position from the 13 spinning out. Oh, no, 13 battled back. So, a lot of damage on a lot of good cars here. Coming back green this lap, though. Gonna have 6 laps to go on the restart. Oh, these guys are playing some games on the restart here. Oh, we may have had some people pit now that I think about it, though. Some of these guys that were up front aren't out front anymore, unless something happened to the 59. But I don't think so, because the 9 is also not up here anymore. Weird. Don't know what that's about. Alright. Gonna boldly assume some people pitted. But, I mean, I don't have anything else I can assume. Oh, the 18's got damage now. Wow. These guys are all racy back here. The 5 and 18 are side by side. This is the first time the 18 will have lost second. If he loses it here, furthest back in the field, the 18 will have dropped. Still side by side, but I think the 5 is going to get it. I don't see any reason to dispute that. No, he doesn't. 18 battles back. Into this corner, though, the 5 still wants it. You've seen how this stuff down side by side in the S's has went so far. We'll see if it happens again. 5 is a little wide. He goes off. He's going to take out the 18. Aston Martin and Gavin York have wrecked out. Unbelievable. Gavin York, one of the strongest cars all race. Oh, they're more wrecking. A big one. Definitely the big one this time. If it was up for debate already, we've had it now. As York just probably out of frustration pulls back out on track. Andrew Davis gets involved. The 66 almost flips. It doesn't look like, without the 66 flip in there, it doesn't look like we are going to have a continued streak of a flip every race. But that is good news, because these guys don't need to be going airborne like that. But a big crash there out of frustration for Gavin York. Poor Aston Martin as well. He just went wide and nowhere to go, but I don't think that was the only incident. Oh, maybe it was to happen under that. So that is what brought out a caution. We'll go back and look at that one more time. Like I said, I cannot believe that just happened. We'll go check to make sure that is when the caution came out. Because, yeah, it isn't out at this point. So it is definitely these guys down through the S's. And we will just see it one more time. What exactly happened here. Yeah, Aston Martin just goes off. Has to get back on, and there's just nowhere to. Takes out Gavin York. Unfortunate for York. But then York, out of frustration, trying to get back on and, just keep going. And then runs right in front of Jackson Stubbs. And, yeah, a big crash. 6 cars involved here. Wow. What a turn of events. And we've not really seen anyone else be able to challenge Dylan Thomas today. Oh, and the 9 nearly hooks Wilson Hunt. Don't know if that was intentional or not, but did indeed almost happen. So now the closest car up front to battle for the win against Dylan Thomas is, well, it's the 88 of Trevor Graham. So this is a big turn of events here. So as we come back to green here, a lot of cars mired back in traffic. A lot of things have happened in this race. Green flag is back out in the air. We are not going to have much time to settle it here. If another caution comes out, the race will probably be over. Dylan Thomas leads the field up the hill. 3 laps to settle it here. It looks like Trevor Graham has quite the bit of nose damage. Don't know if Graham's going to be able to get to the 48. Yeah, he's lost quite a bit of time already. So Dylan Thomas, winner at Las Vegas, looking to make it 2 in a row for the 48 crew. Maybe making himself a championship favorite here early on. Oh, but Graham really sent it in there, but may have missed the corner a little bit on exit. Keep an eye out. We'll have to keep an eye throughout the field to see if there's an incident, because if there is an incident, this race will more than likely be over. As they go side by side in the back there. Those guys are the ones you have to worry about because they have damaged race cars. Oh, the 66 is off track. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Fortunately, keeps it clean for now. Can they continue to do it like that? Phillips goes off track, but they're still okay. Oh, a lot of guys are pitting. Well, maybe not a lot of guys, just a few guys. Oh, Trevor Graham's one of them. He's pitted. Can these guys not make it on fuel? Dylan Thomas still out front. Michael Scout now runs second. He's battling for second against Wyatt Orman. Haven't seen much of these two guys all season, but they're up front here when it matters. Now battling for second. To the inside of the 29 goes the 19 of Wyatt Orman. 19's going to try and clear 29 here. We're going to have that issue of side-by-sides to the S's yet again. Can these guys keep it clean side-by-side? Orman keeps it nice and tight. He goes a little bit onto the curb, but they manage to save it. No issues there, just good hard racing, and they keep it clean coming to the white flag. Doesn't look like Dylan Thomas is going to need the pit. He has got a massive lead on second place. So this battle now is really just for second. A lot of underdogs up here in the top 10 due to how much or how hectic this race has been. White flag for Dylan Thomas, looking to be on a streak of 2 in a row. Race will end under racing conditions. Will not end under caution. We've got the white flag. So Dylan Thomas leads over Michael Scout, who's got a better lead now on Wyatt Orman, about a car length or so. If Thomas starts to run out of gas, it could be a good win. It would be a great win for Michael Scout. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to play out that way for Michael Scout. Down through the S's for the final time. Dylan Thomas, strong all race, battled Gavin York. York was the commanding leader early on, but then on a restart, Dylan Thomas was able to get by him. Hasn't looked back since. Down to the final corner for the final time. No problem at all. Dylan Thomas comes off the final few corners, and he is going to win in wine country. Dylan Thomas wins at Sonoma, making him the first driver to ever go 2 in a row in the Mountain Dew in our 2003 offline. First driver to ever have 2 wins to their name or as well. So, a lot of firsts here. I believe he's the first driver to win from pole as well. So, Dylan Thomas, no, I believe J Secrest done that at Auto Club actually. But definitely a commanding win here for Dylan Thomas. Didn't look like it early, but when Gavin York got taken out by the teammate of Dylan Thomas, that being Aston Martin, Thomas dominated the rest of the race. So Dylan Thomas wins here at Sonoma. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.